Hi, I'm April. I am a singer-songwriter and music teacher, and today we are going to keep things short and sweet, and we're just going to talk a little bit about a topic that I get questions about all the time, which is how to play an instrument and sing at the same time. So I have a guitar here as well as a piano, and we are going to attempt to learn how to play on both, preferably not simultaneously. The best way that I've found to practice singing and playing an instrument at the same time is to just practice in 3 separate parts. The first part would be just practicing singing the song. The second part would be to practice playing the song by itself. And the third part would be to practice doing both together. Whenever you combine 2 practice elements into one, it's really important that you practice slowly, because the slower that you play, the more controlled you can be. If you find that you get lost or if you have trouble playing both parts together, I would start by using YouTube. As a teacher, one of my favorite YouTube features is this tool called the playback speed button. And it is below me, where is it? And it is below me right there. Now you can have a ton of fun right now making me talk really, really fast or making me talk really, really slow. And either way is totally fine. I will not be bothered. But something else you can do with that button that's really useful is when you're learning to play a song, you can use that button to slow the song way down. And what that means for your practice session is that you'll be hearing the original version of the song just at a very slow speed. So once you've practiced it at like 0.5, which is super duper slow, you might start to find that it gets a little bit easier, and then you can notch it up to 0.75. And once you've practiced it at 0.75 for a while, you can notch it up to the original speed. I find that this is just a really helpful tool in general for learning how to play anything on an instrument, but I find that it's specifically useful for learning to play and sing at the same time, because when you're playing with the original, you're also playing with the original vocals over top, which means you don't have to worry about providing the vocals and figuring out where all the beats are hitting. If you're trying to play and sing a song that you've written, or maybe isn't on YouTube, or maybe this YouTube thing isn't really working for you, you can also try writing down everything that you're playing. If you can read music, your life becomes a lot easier because you can literally look at it in measures. But if you don't, that's totally okay. All you have to do is use arrows or RLRL to talk about which hand you're using at a given time. Or you could even just write down the letters of the notes that you're playing. Whatever way you want to notate it is totally fine, as long as it makes it easier for you to have a visual clue about what you're playing. So for instance, if your strumming pattern goes, you could write it like this. And then it should become pretty easy to write your lyrics underneath your strumming pattern. That way you have kind of a visual cue. For instance, I like to sing and play. You could also do it like this. I like to sing and play. And of course, if any of that feels difficult, you can always practice one measure at a time. Go nice and slow and really take your time with it. Another thing that I find really helpful in general when we're learning a new piano part or learning a new guitar part is just to come up with words that don't really mean anything but match whatever it is that we're playing on the instrument. So instead of thinking of it as left, right, left, right, left, left, which is just going to confuse you and make your brain turn into jello, maybe say, I like watermelon. I like watermelon. I like watermelon. I like watermelon. Just like that. And then if you want, you can start adding pitch to it. I like watermelon. I like watermelon. And then you can even start mixing it up from there. But really the key here isn't to get good at singing the thing that you're supposed to be singing. Instead, this is helping you cement this pattern in your head, and simultaneously, you're learning how to use your voice at the same time as playing, even if it's just singing exactly what it is that you're playing. My last piece of advice for this video is just to keep doing it. I know that that's like such a cop-out, and we just want to be able to like magically have tips to be able to just do it out of nowhere, but I find that the best method is just repetition. So just keep practicing it. Try any of these tips that I laid out. Make sure to let me know in the comments if any of those were useful to you, if you found that any of them helped in any way. I would love to know about it. Just keep working on it and you will be there in no time. If you did find anything in this video helpful, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to ring that little bell to be notified the next time I post. Today I'm gonna teach you